Chapter 8. They are after us. Come in, said the woman, and I did. Take a chair. I did. She looked me all over with her shiny eyes and said, What might be your name? Sarah Williams. I live in Hookerville, 7 miles below. I've walked all the way, and I am all tired out. Hungry, too, I reckon. I will find you something to eat. No, I am not hungry. I stopped 2 miles below, here at a farm. My mother is down sick and out of money. She sent me to tell my Uncle Abner Moore. He lives at the upper end of the town. Do you know him? No. But I don't know everyone yet. I haven't lived here quite 2 weeks. It's quite a way to the upper end of the town. You better stay here all night. Take off your bonnet. No, I said. I'll rest while and go on. I'm not afraid of the dark. She said she wouldn't let me go by myself. Her husband would be in by and by, and she would send him along with me. Then she got to talking about her husband, and about her relationships up the river, and about her relationships down the river, and about how much better off they used to be, and how they had made a mistake coming to this town instead of letting well enough alone. And so on. I was afraid I had made a mistake coming to find out what was going on in the town. But by and by she got around to Pap and the murder. Then I was pretty willing to let her clatter along. She told about me and Tom Sawyer finding the $12,000. Only she got it 20. And all about Pap. And what a hard lot he was, and what a hard lot I was. At last, she got down to where I was murdered. I said, We heard about it in Hookerville, but we don't know who it was that killed Huck Finn. At first, everyone thought old Finn had killed him, but before night, they judged it was done by a runaway slave named Jim. He ran off the very night Huck Finn was killed, so there's a reward out for him, $300. And there's a reward out for old Finn, too, $200. You see, old Finn went boo-hooing to Judge Thatcher to get money to hunt for the murderer. The judge let him have some money to hunt for the murderer. The judge let him have some, and old Finn got drunk and went off with a couple of mighty hard-looking strangers. Well, he hasn't come back, and the people think now that he killed his boy to get Huck's money. People say that he wasn't any good to do it, too good to do it. I was so uneasy. I couldn't keep still. I had to do something with my hands. I took up a needle off the table and went threading it. My hands shook, and I made a bad job out of it. But you can't prove anything on old Finn, you know. If he stays away for a year, everything will be quieted down then, and he'll walk right into Huck's money. Has everyone quit thinking about the runaway slave killed him? Oh no, a good many think he did. They'll get him pretty soon now, and maybe they can scare the truth out of him. I don't think he's far from here, but I'm not talking it around. I've seen smoke over on Jackson's Island, so I think that the slave is hiding over there. My husband is going over to see. He and another man went up and down to get a boat and borrow another gun. They'll go over tonight. $300 is a lot of money to pick up. The woman kept looking at me, and I didn't feel a bit easy. Pretty soon, she said, What did you say your name was, honey? Mary Williams, honey. I thought you said it was Sarah. Oh, yes, I did. Sarah Mary Williams. Sarah is my first name. Some call me Sarah and some call me Mary. Oh, that is the way of it. Yes. I was feeling better, but I couldn't look up yet. Then the woman fell to talking about the rats being as free as if they owned the place. She was right. You would see one stick his nose out of a hole in the corner every little while. She said she had to do the things handy to throw at them. She handed me a bar of lead, twisted up in a knot, and told me to try for one. Well, the next time a rat showed his nose, I let drive. If he had stayed where he was, he'd have been a mighty sick rat. She said that was the first rate and I would get the next one. She went on and got a bar of lead. You better have this in your lap handy, she said. She dropped the bar into my lap, and I clapped my legs together to catch it. Then she looked me straight in the face, very pleasant, and said, Come now, what is your real name? Is it Bill or Tom or Bob? Or what is it? I shook like a leaf. I didn't know what to do, but I said, Please don't poke fun at a poor girl like me. If I'm in the way here, I'll stay where you are. Bless you, child. I wouldn't tell on you. You must trust me, and I'll help you. So will my old man, if you want him to. You've run away from someone that treated you bad. Tell me all about it now, just like a good boy. So I said I would just make a clean breast and tell her everything. I told her I was an orphan, and the law had bound me out to a mean old farmer, 30 miles back from the river. He treated me so bad, I stole some of his daughter's clothes and cleared out. I was going to my Uncle Abner Moore. Hold on a minute. I'll put you on a snack to eat. You might want it. So she put me on a snack and said, Say when a cow is down on the ground, which end of her gets up first? Answer up now. Can you redo it? Don't stop to study over it. Which end gets up first? The hind end. Well, then a horse. The forward end, Mom. Which side of the tree does the moss grow on? North side. When 15 cows browse on a hillside, how many of them with their heads pointed in the same direction? A whole 15, Mum. Well, I reckon you have lived in the country. I thought you might be trying to hocus me again. What is your real name now? George Peters, Mum. Well, try to remember as George. And don't go around women in that old calico dress. You might fool men, maybe not women. And bless you, child, when you set out a needle and thread, don't hold the thread still and bring the needle up to the thread. Hold the needle still and poke the thread at it. That is the way a woman does it, but a man always does it the other way. And when you throw at a rat or anything, fetch your hand up over your head and throw stiff-armed from the shoulder, like a girl. And miss your rat by 6 or 7 feet. Don't throw from the wrist and an elbow with your arm out to one side, like a boy. And mind you, when a girl tries to catch anything in her lap, she throws her knees apart. So don't clap your knees together the way you did when you caught the lump of lead. Why, I spotted you for a boy when you threaded the needle, and I tried the other things on you just to make it certain. Now trot along to your uncle, Sarah Mary Williams George Peters. And if you get into trouble, send word to Miss Judith Loftus, which is me, and I will do what I can to get you out. I slipped back to where my canoe was, a good piece below the house. I jumped in and was off in a hurry. I landed and slobbed through the timber and up the ridge and into the cave. There Jim was, sound asleep on the ground. Get up and hump yourself, Jim. There's not a minute to lose. They're after us. Jim asked no questions. He didn't say a word, but the way he worked for the next half hour showed how he was scared. By that time, everything we had in the world was on our raft. I paddled the canoe out from the shore a little piece and took a look around. If there was a boat anywhere about, I couldn't see it. Then we got out the raft and slipped down by the banks, past the foot of the island, keeping dead still, never saying a word.